I live in Liberia, where about 1.3 million people out of a population of 5.6 million have food insecurity and suffer extreme poverty. Although there are many problems causing this in my country, the biggest one is the pollution of rivers and coastal areas and streams. Liberia is on the west coast of Africa on the Atlantic Ocean. The pollution is causing many diseases for the people living here. Hello, my name is Musa Kolia Jr., and I'm from Monrovia, Liberia. I am 13 years old. I have one little brother, Boombo, who is 5, and I have a mom and a dad. My mom, Shaik Kolia, does not work. She stays at home and takes care of my brother and takes care of our house. My dad is Musa Kolia Sr. He is a fisherman because 80% of people depend on fish for protein in Liberia. We live in a traditional Liberian house called a rondavelle. It is made of mud, sticks, local materials, and thatch. I go to school every day while my dad goes fishing. I'm very lucky to go to school and learn because a lot of children in Africa don't have the opportunity to go. This means that children learn to read, which is why my country's youth literacy rate is 77.3%. This is very high for an African country. The history of Liberia is interesting because it was created by the American Colonization Society, which was a group of Americans that sent former slaves to resettle in Africa. Liberia was founded in 1847 when it gained independence from the American Colonization Society. One night when I couldn't sleep, I heard my parents talking about the political history of Liberia and how bad the government acted from 1989 to 1997. That was during the first civil war that was started because President Samuel Doe took away rights from the indigenous groups in Liberia. There are many different indigenous groups because Liberia has 27 different indigenous languages. I also heard my dad talking to my mom about the Second Civil War because my mom didn't know about it. The Second Civil War happened from 1999 to 2003 because the president didn't give the people the economic stability and the social stability he promised. Our country has a lot of beauty in clothing, culture, and people. Women wear lapa, a light skirt, and baba, a loose blouse with a headscarf. Men wear brightly colored hand-woven country clothing. Because we speak 28 different languages, including English, it makes our country very unique. When you come to my country, you hear so many different languages. It might sound funny at first, but it is really amazing because many countries only have one main language. My favorite thing about Liberia is the food. My favorite dish is the Liberian dumb boy. It is served at local restaurants, usually only on the weekends. Domboy is made from cassava. It is cooked and pounded to create a doughy-like consistency. What I mostly love about it is that it's served with soup, which makes it so flavorful. Another great thing about Liberia is that its climate is not very cold. It is always warm, but not too warm or not too cold. Even though there are great things about my country, there are still some issues that impact my family and our country's population. The healthcare systems does not have enough supplies for everyone. For example, 2.7 out of 1,000 people will not be able to get a bed in a hospital to be treated. This means that when you get injured, you may not be able to see a doctor. This also explains why so many kids under the age of 1 die. For every 1,000 kids, 55 are most likely to die. So many young kids get sick because of the lack of sanitation and their exposure to diseases. Another problem in my country is the lack of housing in urban areas. 70% of people in my city, Monrovia, live in slums and on the street. When families don't have a house, they can easily get exposed to diseases like malaria. Malaria is a disease caused by a parasite that is in a mosquito. Malaria infects people when a mosquito with malaria bites a human twice. The symptoms for malaria are flu-like illness, headache, muscle ache, vomiting, coma, kidney failures, and seizures. These symptoms can be deadly, especially to kids. 160 people out of 1,000 have cases of malaria in Liberia. I think the biggest issue for my country, though, is the pollution in the waters. The polluted waters is a big issue in Liberia because it can spread diseases to people who swim and drink it. Pollution also kills fish, which is our primary protein. It also impacts animals that drink water from rivers and oceans. Our waters get polluted because of sewage waste and oil leaking into the ocean. Sewage can affect everyone because it can contain harmful viruses and bacteria. The oil in the water can be toxic to people and animals. It would be great if organizations like the World Health Organization and UNICEF could support Liberia even more and help fix the polluted waters.